it's a confirmation of the work that you put in every single week, and that every player is following the same direction. And yes, it feels very good, but we're also aware that we're at the beginning of the season. I mean, there has been 7-8 games played so far, so we are far from achieving anything. That's why we are good in staying humble and trying to look forward to the next game.
So how do you therefore approach this weekend's game against Liverpool, sitting top of the table ahead of the defending champions?
The same that we do every other weekend. We're trying to give our best. Yes, we want to be successful as possible, but that doesn't necessarily mean to win the Premier League. Again, this is something that I don't picture for ourselves. But going there against the reigning champions is always something nice, always something great. We will try to give our best, and if we happen to make 3 points, okay, it's 3 points in game 8 of the season. It's still a long way to go, no matter what the result will be on the weekend.
And it has been such an up and down season already, hasn't it? You know, with you guys with the big win over Manchester City, but then suffering the defeat to Aston Villa and West Ham. Lots of people have been banding, you know, ideas around as to why we are in this position, which is fantastic for fans and viewers, with everything being so difficult to predict. But can you begin to put your finger on why?
It's just simply because we are in the most competitive league in the world. And it's not a secret that any team can beat any team. So I'm never surprised if I see a huge result like the 7-2, whatever it was, from Aston Villa over Liverpool. Yes, the result is huge, but I'm not surprised that Aston Villa is capable to win against Liverpool.
Do you see Liverpool now as a team who've lost that air of invincibility?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, they had some great signings, great additions again to the team. I think all the teams in these days with COVID-19 are struggling on a fitness level. We had a very short break. We have a lot of games back to back, and of course injuries occur, right? Then it's about how can you compensate them with the squad that's available.
How much are you thinking about the possibility of contracting COVID-19 when you're playing at the moment?
You can never guarantee that you will not contract it. But if I would live my life in fear that, oh my God, I cannot go to training, I cannot go and play my games, this is not how I want to live my life. I'm more worried than about my family overall, right? I think the measurements that have been put in place by the Premier League, by the clubs, and how everything is being done has been great so far, with regular testing, and I feel fairly safe, to be honest. I really feel safe in the environment that we're in. Like empty stands, you kind of accept it, and because you know you have to move on. But I don't fear it, so I feel pretty safe in the environment that we're working in.
Can you trust your teammates that they're doing the best by all of you in these moments?
I trust them, yeah. They have to trust me. I have to trust them. It's down to a certain mentality as well, that you commit to the club, that you try to give your very best. And in times like this, your very best is also to have the discipline outside of football to stay safe.
What is it like without the roar of the crowd? Can you ever get used to that?
I think that's a very interesting question that I've not been asked too many times. At the very beginning, obviously, it was very awkward. It always felt more like a training rather than a competitive game, rather than a Premier League game. I think what will happen, and this is something where I allow myself to look into the future, is what will happen when there will be a crowd again. Will this maybe feel then a little bit weird? Will it be? I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, to have fans back in the stadium. I think it's just what the game needs. Of course, you get used to playing in front of empty stands, but it's nothing that you want to get used to.